We are live. This is the Market Update. I am your host, Bill Noble. Happy New Year to the Market Update Nation. What do we have? A great show for you today. Is Elon Musk in trouble? And is that amazing for crypto? In other words, if the Make America Better Again group is upset about things that have been said recently, and all indications point to they are. I didn't sleep particularly well last night. Then the new administration has one path and one path only to boost their Made in America image. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is crypto. Lo and behold, we have developments last night and some wild developments in a big gambling town, which we'll go over. And then suddenly XRP, a Made in America crypto, is up 10%. With Cardano and Algorand and HBAR and Chainlink and Avalanche all following. It feels like, you look at the charts, which again we'll go over, looks just like after the election, right? Everybody bearish, everybody bearish, everybody bearish. And you know what? Before I get too far, you can cancel the MicroStrategy crash. If anything, I'm starting to wonder if cavalier short sellers, right, looking for much lower prices are going to get caught, because the optics yesterday of, Elon and the orange man unable to put the toothpaste back in the tube after certain things were said and certain people were shut off on social media. Meanwhile, Michael Saylor is having a party in Miami looking like an absolute rock star. And I'm wondering if his phone's going to ring and he's going to have a front row seat at the inauguration. Because, folks, the only thing you can make in America right now that actually makes Americans happy, or that you can make with Americans, is crypto and crypto bros, right? In other words, if you goose an industry, crypto takes off. DeFi, real world assets, these AI agents can continue. But let me ask you something. At this point, do they have a choice? Like, first, it was something that they wanted to do, and then it was something that they kind of had to do to put themselves over the top, right? But now with Elon and this massive mistake that he's made, and this event in Vegas this morning, which we will discuss at some length, all of a sudden you have crypto going from down only to awake just like that. And can that continue? In other words, everyone sold the inauguration a month before the inauguration. Now we'll take a look, and here's a question for you. What's going to happen in Solana if everybody starts to figure out, oh, wait, Solana never rallied? By the way, if you're looking for an XRP price prediction that you won't see anywhere else, involving all the interesting types of TA that I like to use for those price predictions, you might want to check out the YouTube member area. We have some XRP short videos on the site for free that are on fire. And if you want to see an XRP price prediction that you won't see anywhere else, you should check out our member area. We actually sort of broke a record last stream with people coming on in. Patreon, the middle tier offering, also has a version of that price prediction. They got a draft 2 or 3 days ago. So you might want to check that out. That's like the original group that got unhinged crypto. That's me and ace sector analyst Toby Ward off the ground. So you might want to check that out. And, you know, if you live in a place where US dollars are too much, subscribe to the channel. Turn on alerts so you know when we're doing breaking live streams on holidays when everyone's trying to sit around and eat some turkey or eat some ham and watch the Texas Longhorns. Boom, a massive crypto development. Massive. Okay. Let's welcome who's here. Bull Runner in the house. Welcome, sir. Alexandra, I know, is here. Welcome from Europe. Happy New Year. Indie Rock Crypto. This will be the greatest year. KT becomes a VIP member. By the way, don't forget about LuxAlgo. LuxAlgo down below is the chart program we use. Man, have I got some LuxAlgo charts for today. And we got the Bill Noble indicator. Today is going to be the last day to get my indicator. Okay, 40% off. Coupon Noble, Noble. Scott welcoming the Eagle King. Hello. Yes, Mr. Musk changed his profile picture. Mr. Musk may have to get on a ship with Gensler and move to Mars. We'll go over it. This is important. Joe Mike with the banana in the house. Pancakes and peanut butter. Art. Oh my God. The guy from the night shift at the Amsterdam airport, no doubt, freezing his tush off, joining the stream. Strong. Bob, Happy New Year. Jessica, Fuzz Crypto, right? Avalanche. We'll talk about this. You know, I may be doing price predictions. I may have to go price prediction bonkers again because I've done this. Okay. Scott K says the XRP TA analysis video was hands down the best quick TA video I've ever seen, and I've seen thousands. Well, sir, I appreciate that. I can only hope to live up to that with additional price predictions. You want the XRP price prediction? Yeah, it's wrapped in the American flag, just like Jim Craig, the Olympic goaltender back in 1980. I know. That was 15 years before you were born. I get it. Simple fact of the matter is, folks, crypto is their only option at this point. I mean, you know, the profanity. I mean, you want to talk about, whatting the bed? I mean, this really is a situation where it's like the guy moves into Mar-a-Lago. He gets he gets himself a little apartment there. And then he just blows it. Like, we've got the tweet. Well, we've got one tweet. We don't have the tweet where he blew it. But, like, crypto has been ignited. It literally, because they have no other option. None. Wait till you see the optics on what's going on here. Bob does remember the Miracle on Ice crypto scam, talking about the XLM breakout. I haven't looked at that, but don't let me forget, right? Price prediction on Peaq AAQ. Eagle King will keep track of this. We will do it. We may do everything today, man. I may just live TA it all. But wait till you see this news. I mean, this is just, I've been kind of going off on the news lately, but this is just like, okay. So here we have, the president of the United States, or the soon-to-be president of the United States, with Mr. Musk, with his adorable son, having a great time in a tuxedo at Mar-a-Lago while you eat cake. Okay? So these guys were for the people, for Made in the USA, and they had a little bit of controversy about visas and who gets hired and who doesn't. Now, I have very strong opinions about that, which I aired out in Patreon. My members were like, oh, what is Bill talking about? So I'm not going to do that today, but there's a guy out there, and his name is Steve Bannon. And he did some jail time for not testifying at the Jan 6 hearings, which I don't know. I could comment on what those hearings were. I call them theater to be charitable. And this guy is on, ironically, Twitter and everywhere else with clips of his show being extremely critical. And I'll give it to you in crypto terms. The Make America Again, okay? Yeah, they just got rugged. Or they feel rugged. Because a lot of people who challenge this idea about, who should get hired and who didn't, yeah, they all got blocked on Twitter. Their accounts got shut down or they got demonetized, which, it's private property, I guess. But it's tough to justify that after the whole free speech thing for the election. And then I think the part that's really bad is that they took away their subscribers. Okay? They took away their subscribers. All right? Now, when you take away someone's subscribers, people obviously opted in to get there. So the optics on that are horrible because now you have like a very vocal, right-wing group that is very, they want their free speech. They don't like who the orange man has surrounded himself with. A lot of guys, a lot of billionaires, they're neocons, they're tech bros, they're a lot of things. And, I think the general pro-orange man movement didn't really care, right? They were like, okay, well, that's not very exciting. But, the orange man did have to cozy up to these people to get the money to win the election and get out of jail and all that stuff. Like, okay. Yeah, but that's until they started banning them as a group. As a group. So it's not like they accidentally shut one person off. They shut them all off. They, as in Elon or whoever. Part of me is thinking that this is so stupid that I'm wondering if Elon got coerced. Like, seriously. Like, I mean, how stupid can we be in front of the election and a New Year's Eve party where the orange man is on the spot going, what am I going to do about this? Right? Well, the answer to what he's going to do about it is he's going to pivot to crypto. That's what he's going to do about it. Why a U.S. Bitcoin strategic reserve is critical to fending off China. Guess what, everybody? I don't know if they can do a strategic Bitcoin reserve right out of the gate, but this goes back to something from the election. So you got negative news flow coming from Elon just absolutely saying the wrong thing. I'm not even going to repeat what he said about anybody who doesn't like his view about who should get hired and who doesn't. That negative news flow is not going away. Absolutely not going away. So what do? Well, you need positive news flow. And did you know in human psychology, or as I understand it, like if you have one negative thought, in order to have that thought not affect you, like Joe Dispenza style, in order for that not to create something negative in your life, you got to have 9 positive thoughts to counteract the one negative. 9. So just imagine for every time somebody criticizes Elon and the fact that, he has essentially put a turd in the orange man's punch bowl, how many times they're going to have to bull post Bitcoin, XRP, Made in America crypto, alternative finance, World Liberty Financial, inauguration NFTs. How much of that are they going to have to do? They're going to have to do a lot. I mean, unless Elon turns around and apologizes. And frankly, like I said, these guys are at Mar-a-Lago looking like kings, laughing at the little people because the little people are obviously upset, clearly. Meanwhile, Michael Saylor is having a party of his own. Obviously, that's the top 1% too, most likely. But what happens if Michael Saylor has to take center stage? In other words, Elon can't be the one-man crypto bro hanging around the orange man anymore. Or they can do it, but the optics are just going to continue to deteriorate. And all these characters that are short MicroStrategy stock may have a huge problem in the morning when they have to pivot towards this strategic reserve. Now, Elon says, right? Here we go. Here comes the news flow, right? Trump is a little guy. Musk is a big guy. Historian predicts trouble for the president-elect. Okay, wait. Let me get this in order. Elon Musk single-handedly destroying the trust that we have for the incoming Trump administration. Ready? Look at this. Nobody is coming to save us. Let me get in trouble and follow this person. You're right. No one is coming to save you. You're going to save yourself. This is familiar, right? By being a sovereign individual in crypto. All of a sudden, this whole theme about privacy, because I have been wondering, it's like, well, we have this super crypto-friendly administration. I'm all about privacy, but, I'm having a little trouble getting traction on this in some ways. What, you don't think you need privacy now? They'd replace you with somebody cheaper in a minute. As Steve Bannon said, it's not about, race, creed, and color. It's not about that. It's about power and money, right? They're replacing you with somebody cheaper, huh? Next, they'll replace those people or you with a robot. They don't care. It's pretty obvious, right? I mean, Oprah Winfrey, if someone tells you who they are, believe them. No one is coming to save us. Well, I think that means you got to save yourself, right? Now, I saw this. I called the Eagle King and I said, dude, we got to get live right now. So let's break this down. So a Cybertruck in front of the Orange Man's Hotel in Vegas, okay, is on fire. Somebody lit up a Cybertruck. So let's just go over this. So somebody drives a very conspicuous $100,000 vehicle in front of a hotel that's got to have some form of protection, right? Like Secret Service, something like that. Someone's watching cameras. The truck catches fire. And I don't know, whoever did this, I mean, what did they do? Did they get into an Uber off camera? Like how exactly did that happen without somebody seeing it? I don't know. I mean, obviously somebody's trying to make Elon look bad, okay, as if he could look any worse. But whoever did this, it could be somebody trying to make the orange man look bad. I get it. He's got a lot of enemies. We got articles about what the current administration is doing on the way out. And he's very familiar with trying to make his life difficult. But this to me is ominous. Because whoever did that, if they actually get away with it, like if they don't pick that person up like today, I don't know, man. That could be, I don't know, that could be spooky people. But a message has been sent, don't you think? Because the left doesn't like Elon at all. Like AOC was talking about the tech oligarchs complaining, and I was like, oh, shut up. Now you got the right on these guys too. And again, I don't think this would have been a problem if their Twitter hadn't gotten shut off. Right? So again, where do these guys pivot come January? What's the pivot out of this problem? The pivot out of this problem has to be crypto. It has to be crypto, right? And then, you start to bring in this like why are we here stuff. Like, civilizations, the civilization is hurting itself, right? Like, people are hurting themselves. The birth rate's down. No one's going to church. It's 16 lists. It's a long list. Who's coming to save you? Who's coming? You are. You are. On the way out the door, Brandon is emptying the coffers, leaving the Orange Man with a major mess. So Orange Man's enemies are his enemies, and the Orange Man's friends are his enemies. You got to be kidding me. Like, the guy is in a box. I mean, can you imagine, like, thinking you're going to have a really nice New Year's? I mean, tell me his wife didn't look incredible coming in. I mean, you survived, you made it, and then this happens. And then check this out. No one on Wall Street expects a bad 2025. So let me get this straight. Nothing could happen to the stock market, right? Nothing could happen to legacy assets. There's no reason to switch over to crypto, right? Like real world assets. Toby brought this up, giving you a big hint over in the member video podcast, which is an absolute flaming ball of fire about what's going to happen in crypto with things like the decoupling. Also, that was the genesis for some of the XRP TA that we got to the point. So you may want to go check that out, because the Magnificent Seven stocks were responsible for more than half of the S&P's 2025 gains. And I have no idea who the tech bros' friends are going to be once the Orange Man takes his hand off the Bible. Like, they all donated $1 million to his inaugural fund, and the Orange Man's taking the money, but the Orange Man is a survivor. And the Orange Man is in a very big pickle. And you know who knows it? Guys like Eric Trump. Like, his people got to be looking around going, oh my God, are we surrounded again? Just by it's a different look. What are we going to do? Well, we're going to call Michael Saylor and we're going to pivot. Bitcoin defies bearish equity downturn as global markets digest the Fed's bearish 2025 rate cuts. Okay. Look at this. How do I get rid of these ads? Swiss central bank faces call to hold Bitcoin in reserve. We've been talking about this. The Swiss central bank is essentially a U.S. equities hedge fund. Not essentially, it is. They don't have any Bitcoin. So let me get this straight. You have a very clear act of dissatisfaction going on in front of one of the Orange Man's properties, with Twitter absolutely on fire with dissent, and no other option except crypto. Speaking of no other options, how's anybody going to buy a house with this? Who's coming to save you? You're coming to save yourself. Total debt up 30% since Biden's inauguration. Hong Kong is coming. No one's talking about this. The Chinese act in their own interest. They're very good at that. They don't have like, I don't know. They just, their ideology is so brutally simple that when they discover things that I believe are in their interest, they act massively. And they're going to turn Hong Kong loose on this, because they may sense a way to sort of like kick the dollar. And if you turn Hong Kong loose on Bitcoin, And again, you know, this Michael Saylor party, this to me feels like it has a way, way, way different vibe than this massive cringe that occurred, unfortunately, at the Orange Man's New Year's Eve party. Like, I don't even know what the answer is when somebody asks him about this visa program. They got him on record in 2016 and 2020 coming out vehemently against this thing. And they need something simple. And what could be more simple than a strategic Bitcoin reserve? Goldman says U.S. growth performance was driven by outsized increase in productivity. And Zero Hedge says, no, it was driven by $1 trillion in debt every 100 days. And that's going to end too, whether Elon winds up head of Doge or not. Personally, I think Elon and Vivek can be bounced right now because I don't know how they recover from essentially the things that they said about American citizens. 2024 was a landmark year for crypto. Bitcoin and ETH launched ETF. Bitcoin having had an impact. American elections influenced crypto. Bitcoin hit 100K. Gensler is gone. XRP hit a 7-year high. Happy New Year. And we got one charged Cybertruck that creates a very narrow tunnel for some very powerful people to have to turn towards crypto for multiple reasons. Bitcoin bear cycles historically start with monthly RSI hits 92. It's currently around 75. Okay. That's a nice way of saying, you know, Bitcoin is not yet overbought. I don't think anything's overbought. I don't think XRP is overbought. Obviously, there are many aspects of this that have just started. And you could have several up months in Bitcoin. Now, are you going to have it right now? I don't know. But XRP up 10% out of the gate. What's made in America? Franklin Templeton predicts Bitcoin reserves to expand globally. So whether we do it, we may not do it, but everyone else will. And even if we don't do it right away, we will be bull posting crypto nonstop because they got to pivot to make America healthy again and crypto. Period. End of story. Van Eck Digital Assets holds 9% of its own Bitcoin ETF shares outstanding with more Bitcoin in cold storage, which is something you don't really hear about from BlackRock all the time. In other words, Van Eck is like, we bought our ETF and we're buying Bitcoin. Bitcoin mining firm moves from Vancouver to the great state of Texas. How old they'll be in 2025. Disney, 102 years old. Seemingly in many ways stuck in the dark ages. All these big tech companies are like 20 and 30 years old. They're all going to have to buy Bitcoin. Okay? Because I have no idea how these people think they're going to get away with telling the American people some of the things that they've told them without also giving the American people some kind of positive experience. And the best way to do that is Bitcoin. And then if they don't do that, guess what? Which I haven't even brought up, which is Web3 or DeFi 2.0. I mean, this is the Web3 crowd. They either do Web3 or Web3 does them. I can't believe it's not going to happen. I just can't believe it. Bitcoin performance by year. So 111%. Last year was up 156%. I think when you look at the 5,000% increase in 2013, you have to start asking yourself what out there could be next. In other words, everybody probably thinks that the crypto 2024 story is that they missed, I don't know, Giga Chad, Peanut, Goat, Fart. No, what you may be missing is that there may be 24 of those along with privacy coins. Matter of fact, if these guys from that McAfee project that disappeared on me, man, if they're out there, boys, there's never been a better time to push back against the system. So hopefully they reappear soon because I am so ready. Like, I don't think what happened in front of that hotel in Las Vegas is a good thing at all. Like, I think that kind of stuff is actually frightening and terrible that somebody would do that because somebody was undoubtedly in that hotel lobby. But a message has been sent, and there is a way to do this with the green button in price, because you know what? And I've said this, the one thing you can't censor is price. Don't expect any Bitcoin fireworks ahead of the new year as the Bitcoin ETF loses $420 million. Bearish, bearish, bearish. What happens in this market when you get bearish? What happened when you got bearish before the election? Never pays to get bearish, particularly when it's down, particularly when it's depressing, right? When it's depressing, that's when you double down and go shopping. Ethereum could struggle to develop meaningful returns. Yeah, except that the orange man has to pivot hard. If World Liberty has to pivot hard, if they have to have 9 positive headlines for every 1 negative headline about, you know, whatever Elon's new Twitter name is, Ether's seen outperforming, according to one research house. So somebody dissenting. Crypto Crystal Ball 2025 is TradFi about to remake the crypto industry. So all that stuff I went over earlier about, oh, there's a problem with that, and there's a problem with this, and there's a problem with that. What happens if these guys just go warp speed on chain, right? What happens if the treasury's got to get on chain? What happens if no one will take their debt unless it's on chain? Like Tether and all these groups that everybody likes to FUD may wind up being huge sources of government financing. Has anyone thought of that? Because, I mean, they buy that stuff to back their stable coins. No one's thought of this. None. Bitcoin became the 7th largest asset by market cap, surpassing Saudi Aramco, silver, and a popular social media company. Will it flip Amazon, which is up at $2 trillion? Okay, well, the thing that's amazing here is that silver may be too cheap, right? If the thing that gets flipped is the thing that rallies. So is silver too cheap? ETH rallies with silver. I've been waiting for it. I'm getting old. It's making me look old saying it, but I would love to see ETH, silver, gold, and Bitcoin all smoking to the upside at the same time. Because, yeah, oh, by the way, this does bring into, the patriotic fervor that drove the dollar. Yeah, I got to be honest with you. I'm not feeling that. I'm feeling the need for XRP and Zcash. That's what I'm feeling the need for. XRP volumes zoom ahead. Doge in South Korea. What's next? XRP leading the charts. I'm making a living pounding the table on XRP. We had XRP shorts and videos loaded onto this algorithm before the last rally. And what is going to happen if you walk in here like Monday when all these funds are back and XRP doesn't back off? In other words, one day doesn't make a reversal. So it's great for live streams. It's like, oh, look what happened. Okay. But what happens if you don't get a dip from here? I mean, you look at the Solana chart, you've gotten a dip. Don't go anywhere for that. The 9 most influential crypto cities in the world. Let's see. You have Berlin, Singapore, Dubai, Tokyo. There's all this stuff where the Japanese, like they like XRP, they don't like Bitcoin, they want to buy it, they don't want to buy it. Oh my God, people, wait until they realize that crypto is the solution to their population problem. Nobody wants the crypto bros to feel down in the dumps. They want the crypto bros out making money and babies. Australia, San Francisco, Miami. You know what? Let's save the city of San Francisco and all of its citizens. Like, let's do it. New York City, Hong Kong. Just in case you think that this is not important. This guy just made crypto. He just made crypto. Like, at the end, we'll be thanking him. Let's go to PowerPoint and see what we got. See what we got. Yeah, that's what we got. Not funny. Not funny. This could be the shot heard round the world. Right here. This could be the shot heard around the world. Okay. A lot of guys like Ray Dalio talking about social tensions and things like that. That sends a very clear message. I don't know who sent it, but it's been sent. Okay, now I'm piling on. So Elon is Darth Vader. Mars is the Death Star. Laura Loomer is Obi-Wan. She was the first person to get shut off. Steve Bannon is Luke, former Trump chief of staff, now going, let's really make America great for real. Bitcoin is the Force. And I probably shouldn't show the rest of it. Bitcoin, DeMark. I was a little worried about this last week. Wave 1 up, wave 2 down, wave 3 up, sharp wave 2 drop, grinding, awful wave 4 correction. Ugh, terrible. MicroStrategy crashing. Oh my God. Okay. Yeah. All right. Crypto pivot. Boom. How about 115K? I don't know. Maybe that's ridiculous. Maybe not. All I know is they got to get on the tape and change the subject, and there's nothing to change the subject like crypto bros, just like they learned at Bitcoin Nashville, right? The orange man steps up to the podium and goes, "You know what? Let's talk about let's bounce Gensler. Let's get this going, right? Everyone's going to forget, and no one's going to care about who gets hired and who doesn't when their bags are jumping, really." And, it's a question of time before someone figures this out because, you're not going to get rid of Elon. Although, that would be kind of funny if you did. But, this is the way out. And Elon's going to have to do it on Twitter. You saw X people going, yeah, our payment system's coming soon. Because they're all probably like, how did this happen? What do we do? I actually find it hard to believe that, Elon actually did these things. I don't know how they happen without his knowing, but 115K Bitcoin changes everything. Look at Solana. Can you believe this? So this is LuxAlgo, and throughout this whole move, right, you have been paid to get long at the bottom of these accumulation cones that LuxAlgo automatically draws. And Solana's been down here. 15 days of Solana just absolutely, frankly, sucking. The top of this thing is at 320. So Solana's a payment mechanism. You're probably going to have an ICO boom. That's probably going to be on Solana. You're going to have AI agents issuing all kinds of coins. Real world assets are going on chain. That might be ETH. I can't believe we don't need Web3 infrastructure after, a popular social media CEO just told you what to go do with your face. I just can't believe we're not going to need it. And everyone gave up on this. I mean, Solana unwound the entire election rally like it didn't even happen. I mean, yeah, maybe there's venture capital unlocks and whatnot, but you know, you got paid to Ondo. Everyone's like, oh, the January unlock. Don't buy Ondo. And I think it's up again. So Cardano, Charles Hoskinson, remember him? Yeah, he was supposedly going on Joe Rogan. Guess what? Everybody got bearish Cardano. It goes to its equilibrium zone. Everyone gets bearish. Now Cardano's up big today. What happens if Cardano invalidates this head and shoulders line? So this is not a good formation. But what happens if they take it out? In other words, like Cardano is probably not the greatest coin in the whole world. But what happens if they make Cardano great again? What happens? You know, these coins are up substantially today, really, when there was kind of no reason for them to be up at all. All of a sudden, I mean, you got some really awful footage, right? Some seriously cringe footage coming from that New Year's Eve party. This says nothing about what happened in Vegas. Total altcoin market cap. That's an automatic LuxAlgo trend line getting broken today. And I have said this for 3 days, and it has been painful. We're going to stop looking at altcoins like they were altcoins. Like, you know, it's kind of like, oh, there's Bitcoin and shit coins kind of thing. Yeah. No, I don't think we're doing that anymore. We're going to start looking at these things as tech stocks, because tech stocks are, I don't know, they're old news. They're 30 years old. It's total cringe, right? And they don't care about you. They just don't. I mean, we knew none of these other guys, you know, they don't care about you. I mean, they're responsible for creating shareholder value. And I and everybody else are responsible for keeping their skills up to date so as to be employable. I get it. But is that what Gen Z and all these people are going to want to invest in? What about the MAGA crowd? Are they going to buy Web 2? Or are they going to go in this direction? They're going to go towards altcoins. And even if this thing winds up breaking out and dipping back to this trend line, based on what's going on today, the next dip is a buy. This, again, assumes that every hedge fund on the planet doesn't wake up to what's going on right now. Like, they're sitting on the couch trying to watch football. Meanwhile, the whole fundamental landscape just changed. Now, MicroStrategy shorts may get caught, right? There's a big gap here. They certainly heave this in here. This looked like a crash. I mean, I even did it as a thumbnail to get attention. This could be a crash. But everybody just got short. Everybody just got bearish, and they just dove it into a gap. And Michael Saylor is going to have to become the new Elon Musk. And if he's not, then he's just going to get on the tape and scream, Bitcoin, Bitcoin forever, get out of the system, Bitcoin, Bitcoin, Bitcoin. He's just going to scream it. So I don't know if this has more downside because stocks do, or if the orange man wears an orange tie, what happens? Chainlink hits the top, premium zone, top of a accumulation cone, comes back down, hits equilibrium, and bounces 8%. That's a pretty big bounce for Chainlink on day one of the new year. Okay, don't want to overdo it. Don't want to be a madman, but you got some stuff going on here that, frankly, if I'm a crypto person, I kind of like it, because I don't think these people that got blocked, I don't think they're ever going to stop ever on this. I mean, one guy said it perfectly. You should never forget it, because they told you what they think of you. They told you. And the only person coming to save you is you. I am trying to pull Stellar up here. I'm going to go to another watch list, because I am all of a sudden, we were talking about this last week. Oh my God. Oh my God. 27% today? Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Would you look at this? I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, now I'm starting to like rewind in my head. I was like, was I bullish enough on this? Probably not. Probably not. PEAQ. I know somebody talked about that earlier. We've got a lot of PEAQ fans out there. I don't know, man. This all feels like trend resumption to me. I don't want to get too stupid because I know if you bought the if you bought the Christmas Eve moonshot, you got hosed pretty bad. Thank God I decided to not bull post all of that. You do have a really nice base forming here, and PEAQ is only at equilibrium on a 4-hour chart. So it's not like it's running away. Richard Barry, let's go. Welcome, sir. Okay, let's go and let's look at like what's going on with like Aero. Let's go to DeMark work. Remember we were talking about this 9 bottom in XRP? This is what this market will do to you, man. So there's the 9 bottom. Beautiful, right? Nice green candle. I mean, it doesn't look any better than that, right? Then they smack it for 2 days and they make even me go, but then me and Eagle King decide to get together and we're like, you know what? Eagle King's like, give me some videos, give me some fire. And I'm like, you know what? If that really is a 9 bottom, I'm just going to go XRP crazy. And then this thing turns around like it just stopped. Like you see this right here, this thing where that's the hedge funds. That's where they were just like, okay, look, we got a dip, bang. And they just come in and they stop the decline because this could have resumed. Failed rallies off a 9 bottom are not good. Then they stop the down move. Then the next thing you know, the whole thing's off to the races. Right? I mean, I don't know, man. Up, sideways. They were not able to sustain above this moving average before in XRP. I got news for everybody, man. If you underestimate that thing, given the number of people that are walking around out there, looking for upside, looking for content, looking for anybody to tell them what's actually going on. Like, look at Aero. So this DeMark work here is not particularly good, but I don't know, man. They took it up and they took it all the way back down again. They keep taking it to $2. They take it to $2.20 and then they drop it to $1.20. It's unbelievable. The volatility in this thing. I mean, it almost made a 13 bottom on a 4-hour chart. I don't know, man. I'm just not real. It's like Solana. I am not into selling coins like this at support. Why would you do that? Right? Here's Bitcoin with this like little grinding sneak up on you action. Right? Sneak up on you, sneak up on you. Like here's Hedera. Like, I mean, is anybody really paying attention to this? So there's the 13 top here on a 4-hour chart, and we'll see if it has impact. We'll see. Somebody was asking me about Avalanche. I didn't know their headquarters was in Brooklyn. That's actually kind of funny. That's actually kind of funny. I don't know, man. There's nothing here that's good or bad. They have to punch through some levels. Maybe we can go to Avalanche over here. Yeah, I mean, this is a 4-hour chart. you broke a trend line. So, this is the nice part about LuxAlgo. So, DeMark may not give you a clear read, but I mean, this thing went near its discount zone. So they hated it. They absolutely could not stop hating it 2 days ago. They break out. They're only at equilibrium. The premium zone on a tactical chart is at 42, right? And, bigger picture, as we discussed at length in the podcast, in the member area, which again, in my opinion, even though it's an hour and a half, is a must listen to. And if you don't have that, well, then there's the XRP price prediction, which, if you just extrapolate what can happen in the world, if XRP does what some of that says it can do, I mean, I don't know, man. Avalanche. Okay, let's start again. So Avalanche retraces 62% of its rally. So it goes up and then it goes down. Folks, in a trend, in a normal trend, in a normal market where people are not like, I need 1,000x yesterday, or I'm unfulfilled because I need to make my 1,000x before it all collapses and goes to zero for 4 years. I don't think that's what's going on here. I think you had a rally and you had a very logical retracement of that rally, shaking out a lot of people who don't believe. Then on an obvious catalyst where the administration, the people at large, and anybody who believes in general human freedom across the planet, I don't know how many billions of people that is, need to find an alternative. Because if Elon and the Orange Man aren't giving you an alternative, who is? Who is? Right? I mean, seriously, think about it. Polkadot. We had a news article that I didn't get to, but the news article was talking about, I don't know, it was kind of like a bottleneck in blockchain and who was going to fix it. And I know, because I write like this when we got to cover this on the podcast. So members on the podcast, what do you think of Polkadot? We like it. We like it. We like it. Toby likes it, likes it, likes it, likes it, likes it. Just like DeFi, just like other things that, we talked about all year. We don't do these year in reviews. Look how good we did, because, she did great. She did phenomenal. She's the best sector analyst in crypto. Anybody who doesn't believe me, well, they can call me. And we'll put your analyst and my analyst on a show. She's not my analyst, but you understand what I'm saying. We'll put Unhinged Crypto up against anybody. We'll see how it happens. See how that turns out. Right? She looks like Marilyn Monroe and Ginger Rogers put together. We actually do have an emoji for that. So if you like emojis for $4.99, you can just go bonkers with our emojis in our member plan if you want to support the channel. Right over here. So there's the research plan, and then there's the bonkers emoji plan. You have Polkadot hitting support at 7, and I have absolutely no idea why nobody would want to buy Polkadot back where it was, like in the summer of last year, which was also where it was at the start of last year. Polkadot started 2025 at the same level it started 2024. Are you kidding me? Let me see if I can find this thing. Like where there's this thing where we were talking. Oh yeah, here it is. No, that's not it. There was something where, everybody is like, how are all these blockchains going to talk to each other? Right? Well, I don't know. Polkadot was originally designed to try to solve that problem. It's amazing that, what'll probably have to happen. Here we go. What'll probably have to happen is that some AI agent will have to come out and say, blockchain fragmentation is a major problem that must be addressed. For true interoperability to exist, we have to take a step back and reapproach blockchain modularity from a fresh perspective. Okay, well, this is not my game, but there's Layer 0. There's 0x0. There's Polkadot. There's Kusama. We're going to start connecting blockchains together. Near, as I understand it, I mean, I don't know, like Near can do a transaction and make an entire blockchain every time it makes a transaction. I mean, it's just like, I don't, that's not my game. But anybody who thinks that this is not real will probably just simply wait for an AI agent to say it. And then they'll be like, well, of course. I mean, wow, that's fresh news, right? That's fresh news. I have not looked at this in quite some time. I loved this, and then I got smoked. And then it came back to where I got smoked from. So this is Peapods Finance PEAS, right? Back up here near 100 million. You know, I hope that this real world assets narrative, which again, our customers got a major heads up on. I mean, folks, as I said earlier, I am all about, you get a trend, and then as soon as the trend stops, everyone in crypto goes, it's over. Everybody needs to turn to a certain page in the technical analysis textbook, which I would wave on camera if I had it, and just discuss retracements. Like, you get a move, you'll have the LuxAlgo, like my indicators will tell you it's a 5 wave, right? So then it's over, and then you just wait for the correction. It's giving you a correction. This is, I mean, again, you know, occasionally I try to like play around with these, like, you know, smaller cap coins. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Like, right? Mossman says Polkadot is garbage. Okay, well, Polkadot, like Chainlink, is money used to buy their software. And if software eats the world and Bitcoin eats the world, okay, yeah. So let's, you know, let's take a somber moment to offer our condolences to whoever just, you know, to whoever just passed away because we had to shut people off on Twitter. Hope it was worth it, right? Ugly. Like that right there is not what you want in the world. It's not what you want. It's not. Now, what you want is to be able to take your own destiny and use the green button emoji, which we conveniently have for the members, and change your life. You don't have to wait for someone else to change your life. You can do it. And then they can get on board with what you're doing. Yes, a strategic Bitcoin reserve would be helpful. But they would do something like that because they're trying to get on board with what you want. And in crypto, election day is 24 hours a day because the market never closes. You only have to sleep 8 hours, and then the green button is active for the rest of the day. Right? Self-sovereignty. Self-sovereignty. Right? Asmel. Oh, Santa is out. The Eagle King found a button. So some people out there are actually like, it happens, like YouTube just goes and finds people. So some people may be getting memberships. So happy new year to you. Right? They keep giving us, thanks to the engagement from our customers and from people watching our videos. Right? Sometimes Skynet just can go out and help people out by giving you some emojis. Eric is here. Welcome. Right? Glad Tidings Church is here. G-Stot, any thoughts on XYO? TCO Pro with the Toby Ward emojis. There are actually 2 Toby Ward emojis. There probably need to be more. There probably need to be more. Let's take a look at XYO as we're having this, I don't know, relatively chill New Year's afternoon live stream. XYO, another Coinbase coin. Oh my goodness. Look at this. Share screen. See, it's great with LuxAlgo. You can like start the fib analysis right where they draw these lines, they draw these automatic these cones, these trend lines. So you start your fib analysis at whatever point the algorithm decided was relevant, which may not be obvious to the naked eye. I don't know, man. Anything you're getting at the 62% retracement, all of a sudden looks really good to me, because you're going to need a hard pivot to crypto. Look at this. I just saw this out of the corner of my eye. So that's XYO. QNT up 10%, right? QNT comes back to basically where the give up trade from last year started from. So they got the give up trade going right there. That was like the last uptick in May. Then this thing just fell apart. Right. I mean, I got like a long-term price prediction targets on this thing, like, like crazy numbers. If this becomes payment plumbing for either BRICS or Latin America, or people just decide they want something different. They want something different. I mean, is that so dumb? Is that so dumb that people would want to like pile into crypto first thing? Mainly because, they may have to pile out of equities. Like probably the toughest thing to figure out this year is going to be when to do crypto, how to capture your money, then how to pull money out, let the drawdown happen because something happens with equities, and then go back into crypto, which of course we will be covering extensively, the Eagle King on Q, okay, in the member area, right? Daniel is here. Daniel Caproot from Albany, New York. Welcome. Abel Matthew. Arrow. We covered it, but we can cover it again. So Arrow breaking out of the bottom of an accumulation cone. Not the most bullish thing in the world. Sharing screen. So I have to wonder, Arrow at equilibrium, it was a good idea in late November, and I don't know why it's not a good idea now. It would be better if they could get back above $1.80. But I can't see how you could possibly get bearish after everyone just like quits. Right. And then if we're going to do stuff, let's take a look at this. Boy, they were buying this dollar index on Friday, huh? How patriotic you feeling these days? After what these guys said, if you're following it. I mean, I personally can't get it out of my mind, and I have no idea why the dollar is up here. And even if the dollar stays up here, I don't know, man, that the currency is too strong. People are talking about foreign labor is too cheap. No, foreign labor isn't too cheap. The currency, our currency, is too strong. It's too strong, right? Elon says Tesla is investigating the Cybertruck explosion in front of the Trump Tower and has never seen anything like this. Folks, nothing is what it seems. So I don't know who did it, but I do know that this is front page news. And I do know that this image of these flames backed by this T is now relevant, because whoever sent the message has been sent. The message has been sent. Now, of course, prior to that, they had already sent you a message by telling you that they don't care about you. They care about shareholder value. And I'm just being objective, right? That's what CEOs care about. They can say they care about you, but they care about shareholder value. Who cares about the country? Who cares about you? Well, I'm pretty sure you do. You have to care about you. You do. And that's crypto. That's the green button. That's the YouTube member area. That's Patreon. Everyone's like, wow, something not good happened. A flock of them flew over that time. Imagine government screwing up. Sovereigns not acting in your interests. Wow, I'm shocked. Even sovereigns that you may like. You like these guys, you know? Most crypto bros like the current group. How you feeling about these days? Like, you wake up in the morning and you check your phone and crypto is about you. You, your family, right? Your kids you hope to have. How's things going at your day job? Want to get out of it? Subscribe to the channel, right? In other words, I think in 2025, you're going to need analysts. And I've said this, and I said this all last year too, because I refuse to get bearish. I refuse to get bearish now. Analysts. Check out the YouTube member area. Patreon is the middle tier offering if you like edginess as well as like newsletter style content. And I want you, above all, no matter what's going on in the news, have a happy new year. Have a good New Year's Day, right? And 2025 is the year where the people rise. Not rise up. That's the left. The people rise. They stand up. They get counted. Go stand up in church. Go hit the green button. Elevate yourself. We'll see you tomorrow.